Hello everyone, Ryan here. So I recently read The Finger by William S. Burroughs. It's a short story collection, number 25 in the Penguin Modern series, or Penguin Mini Modern series. And the stories are as follows. First is The Finger, obviously. And then Driving Lesson, The Junkie's Christmas, Lee and the Boys in the Cafe Central, and Dream of the Penal Colony. And this is definitely, this is my first time reading anything by William S. Burroughs. And I found each short story to be interesting. Some of them slightly more thought-provoking than others. For example, the title story is just about some guy who cuts off his finger and gives it to some girl he likes. Either some girl he likes or wants to like, or is just infatuated with. That story definitely reminded me a lot of Vincent van Gogh. In fact, I think there's some mention of him in the story, if I'm not mistaken. Or if not, then it reminded me of Vincent van Gogh. Of course, the post-impressionist painter Vincent van Gogh, who he cut off part of his ear, and then gave it to some girl, for no actual reason. I guess, there was a reason, but it wasn't not a reason that can be understood by any kind of normal comprehension. Something like that. But so that story, The Finger, reminded me of that. And the other stories, Driving Lesson, is pretty much just about some guy gets in a car accident and wrecks the car. His father helps him out and just kind of really doesn't really seem to care much about the fact that the car was destroyed. And Junkie's Christmas, pretty much just about a junkie looking to get a fix, and he ultimately does, but not in the way that he had intended. And then Lee and the Boys, that one, actually the last three stories in this collection, Lee and the Boys in the Cafe Central and Dream of the Penal Colony. And I couldn't really tell if, I know William S. Burroughs, he was either homosexual or bisexual, or, because I know a lot of writers from the Beat generation, they were open about their sexuality. Well, some more than others, but and then I remember hearing some stuff about because I have read some stuff written by Jack Kerouac, another Beat writer, and there was some mention about William S. Burroughs going to Mexico and being intimately involved with some young boys over there. And by young boys, I don't mean, 20-something girls, or, but, younger than 18, 15. And so, so some of the stories in this collection, well, especially the last three, there's mention of some kind of intimacy with young boys, or wanting to be intimate with young boys. And so I couldn't tell if it was Burroughs trying to describe, possibly trying to describe some of the interactions that he had with young boys, either, when he took trips to Mexico, or just, I don't know, or just some other encounters he had with some other young boys. And so, I mean, I couldn't tell if that's what he was describing, because that's what it seemed like to me, because, I mean, it pretty much mentions the word boys, unless for him, that's just how he referred to other homosexual men. So, yeah, I don't know. If you happen to know that, I mean, especially if you're a much bigger fan of William S. Burroughs, definitely let me know. Because for me, like, if I were to just outright judge it right away, off the cuff, to me it just seems like that's what he's describing. Being intimate with young boys, you know, teenage boys, and younger than that too. And so, yeah, I couldn't tell, you know, I mean, going off just that, for me, it came off as disturbing. And, because, I mean, otherwise, if that's not what if that was his way of, if that's his way of, you know, describing just being intimate with another homosexual man, then, you know, then I'd be like, hey, okay, you know, he's just talking about, you know, hooking up with people or whatnot. And, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know, maybe it's just me, like, maybe I'm just, like, putting way too much thought into it, or, I don't know, I tend to do that with most things that I read, and sometimes, like, I guess I pick up on different things that other people might miss, or just, you know, not even really think too much about, so, I don't know, I can't tell. Again, I mean, if you're a lot more familiar with William S. Burroughs and his writing, let me know, because I couldn't really tell what he was describing. It's I mean, I got the gist of it, obviously, but, you know, otherwise, I mean, I definitely like his writing style. I like how he describes certain things, you know. Definitely reminded me of a little bit of Jack Kerouac. Not completely, not at all, but I mean, you know, just because, you know, they're both beat writers, part of the beat movement and all that. And so, as far as the rating goes, overall, I would give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Yeah. And I don't know what else to say about it. It's definitely, I guess you could say, a decent introduction to his work. So, and of course, I do want to move on to some of his other stuff, check out some of his other work. So, yeah, that does it for this review. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. As always, next time, don't forget, keep it real, keep on rocking, and peace.